What's going on, everybody? Thought I'd hop on here, do a little post-game video. I'm sitting in a hotel room. Not much to do. What's going on, War? Thanks for hopping on, man. Just thought I'd do a little post-game reaction video. Really proud of how the Mountaineers played tonight. This is kind of what I expected. If you guys watched my Big 12 preview video that I did a couple days ago and put up, I expected West Virginia to win this game. I knew they'd come out ready to play. What's up, Snow Lord? And I really like what Malik Curry's giving us. Everybody, please hit that like button as you come in. It really helped get this live stream out. If you can also, if you want to help me out, that'll really help me out. But no, I really like how Malik Curry's been playing the last few games. I think that's going to be a big boost for us. And if Sean McNeil gets his shot back, guys, and starts being more aggressive, I think we see a different basketball team going forward. It's going to be really tough to beat Kansas, though, man. Kansas is just they're Kansas. So it's going to be tough. I'm not predicting. I predicted the Kansas would beat us, but I think West Virginia can beat Kansas if they play their A game and play it for two full halves. Yeti 304, they did play a full half, my brother. What's up, Grant Wiley Esquire? I really wish we had Malik for 4 years. Boy, you ain't kidding. And I tell you who else I like, and I know he's not been great for us as far as scoring the ball, but it's Polly, man. Hey, Brandon. Polycat brings so much energy, man. He reminds me a little bit of Gabe. He's not as good as Gabe in some aspects, but Gamecock Chuck, thanks for hopping on. McNeil and Curry had a good game. Wish I would have seen the whole game, but I fell asleep. That's all right, buddy. It was a good one, man. John Kelly, thanks for hopping on. Let's go Mountaineers. They did play a great game. West Virginia guy, thanks for hopping on. Who ready? Another snowstorm here in West Virginia. Yeah, man, I know. I'm not looking forward to it. What's up, Crypt Keeper? Haven't seen you in a while, my brother. You're my boy, Blue. Gabe is vital, but he needs to cut back a bit. Yeah, he fouls too much. That's always been his biggest weakness. Brandon Brady, thank you for hopping on, buddy. It's always been our biggest weakness, man. His biggest weakness is his fouls, but he does so many other good things for us. I was really, tell you, just a good team win, I thought. I'll be anxious to see. I got worried in the second half when they started coming back on us. And I was thinking, here we go again, giving up another lead. But then guys come back and was able to pull it off, man, and kind of withstand that Kansas State run, because their teams are always going to make runs on you. The good teams are the ones that are able to withstand runs and then still win. But you never know. I mean, this team, I'm not trying to get my hopes up here, but this team could start clicking at the right time. You never know, and make a run here at the end. Honestly, I think they need to win the whole tournament to get in the big dance. But I did hear in an interview the other day that West Virginia is still in the top 70 nationally in quad one, in whatever that – I'm drawing a blank, but it's whatever that the rankings are that they use to determine who goes into the – what's up, Joey? Rankings that they determine who goes into the tournament. They're still 70th in the country. Grant Riley, I think we relied way too much on Taz all season. We've needed a balanced effort. I agree, Grant. I think the guys got a little bit – they were standing around a little bit too much, kind of watching him score. And he was trying to do it all, man, and he can't do it all. Net rankings, Grant, yeah, man, I was drawing a huge blank there. But, yeah, the net rankings, West Virginia's still 70th in net rankings. So, even with a losing record, that tells you how good the Big 12 is. So, if they're 70th, I mean, maybe we can win 3 games and get in. I don't know. It'll be anxious to see, but I think we need to win 4 to be on the safe side. Third hardest schedule in NCAA. I heard that, John. It's very interesting, man. So Hugs always puts together a tough schedule. I was going to go over the stats here for you guys real quick. Field goals. West Virginia was 28 out of 53, 52.8%. Kansas State was 23 out of 55, 41.8%. Three-pointers, West Virginia was 6 out of 16, 37.5%. Kansas State was 11 for 30, 36.7%. Free throws, West Virginia 11 for 14, 78.6%. Kansas State 10 for 12, 83.3%. Rebounds, West Virginia 33, Kansas State 28. We out-rebounded another team. Offensive rebounds were even, and West Virginia had an edge in defensive rebounding. Assists, West Virginia 13. That's a lot for West Virginia. 9 for Kansas State. Steals 9 to 8. West Virginia with 9. Kansas State 8. Blocks, West Virginia 5. Kansas State 2. Total turnovers, West Virginia 14. Kansas State 15. They've got to clean that up if they want to beat Kansas. They're not going to turn the ball over 14 times and beat Kansas. Fouls, West Virginia 13. Kansas State 15. And the largest lead, West Virginia had led by as many as 9. And Kansas State, the most they ever led by was 1. So West Virginia pretty much controlled the game for the most part, I thought. Based on that largest lead stat, I think that kind of proves it. I'm going to look at individual stats real quick. For the Mountaineers, guys, Jalen Bridges had 7 points. Gabe Osabuoyen 2. Taz Sherman had 9. Man, Taz Sherman scored in single digits and we still won the game. That's a miracle almost, isn't it? Sean McNeil 21 and was 3 out of 5 from 3. And he had 6 rebounds too, by the way. Sean had 6, and Taz had 9 rebounds, guys. Taz had 9 rebounds, 9 points. So still a good all-around game for Taz. Guy still played a good ball game all around. Kedrian Johnson had 5 points. Damon Kerrigan 4. Isaiah Cottrell 2. Polycap 6. Good game for him. But he also had 2 blocks and 4 rebounds. Malik Curry 17. Was 1 of 1 shoot from 3, 6 of 12 from the floor. Did turn over 3 times though. Got to clean that up. And then Seth Wilson didn't score. But man, I'm really and for Kansas State, if y'all care, Kansas State. Mark Smith had 17, Nigel Pack had 18, and Masood had 13 for them. And their leading rebounders were Masood and Pack had 6 apiece. So just to let you guys know what the stats were, just in case for those of you who care. Everybody's on here, please hit that like button if you haven't yet, please. It really gets this video, helps get this video streamed out further to a wider audience. Do we still play in the Pyramid in Morgantown? I'm confused, Blue. Noor says, I feel this was our first team effort of the season and not McNeil and Taz doing it all. I agree, man. I agree. K-State was the second best three-point shooting team in Big 12. We blocked a few of them down the stretch. Yeah, we also fouled them on a few of them too, John. And we got away with one at the end. On that one of those last possessions there when that guy shot that 3 from the corner. West Virginia fouled him, but they didn't call it, but that's okay. I mean, they caught a few ticky-tack fouls on us. So I think they let that one go. It's kind of a makeup call, honestly. But no, I'm happy for the guys. Like I said, I knew we could beat Kansas State and should beat Kansas State. Hopefully that'll give them a little bit of confidence going into Kansas to play Kansas. And like Brandon said earlier, Kansas hasn't been playing that great. So maybe maybe Kansas, maybe we can pull an upset, man. That'd be good. And that definitely would help our chances of getting in the tournament for sure, to beat a ranked team, a top 10 ranked team. For sure. Todd Withrow, we make big dance if we Big 12 championship. If not, we will be in the NIT. Diehard WVU fan loved Everett. Tonight, boys, we play our A-plus game. Tomorrow we win. I agree, Todd. And I think this team is starting to click at the right time. I think they're finally starting to gel a little bit better. You can tell that they like playing together. You can tell they don't want the season to end. And they just enjoy being around each other and stuff like that, which that helps makes a good team. McNeil had a competitive fire in his face, not seeing. I noticed the exact same thing, John. I actually posted on Twitter tonight. McNeil's got that look in his eye, and I just knew it was going to be his night when he made it was after his second or third. I think it was his second or third made basket. They showed a close up of him, and he just had that look, man. And he hadn't, like you said, he hadn't had it in a while. He had kind of had that deer in the headlights look for a while for whatever reason. Don't know why. Players go through slumps, man. And maybe he was just in a slump, and maybe tonight he came out of it. Grant Wiley Esquire says it's hard to beat any team 3 times. Could definitely grind one out against KU. A desperate team is a dangerous team. I agree. Joey says I didn't get to watch the game. Maybe we win the Big 12 tournament and the Cinderella song begins. Let's go Mountaineers. I hope so, Joey. That would be awesome. That would be almost miraculous for West Virginia to come from a 9 seed and win this thing, especially a losing record. The basketball court, it's called the Pyramid, right? It's been a while since I've seen the Mountaineers play basketball. Crib Keeper, you got it, dude. I hate to say this as a Mountaineer fan. I've never heard it called that. If it is, I've never heard it called that. I don't know why they would call it that because it's a dome, but I don't know, buddy. Is there another WVU fan in the chat that can answer that question for Crib Keeper? Is the WVU Coliseum called the Pyramid? That would be a new one on me. And I've been watching West Virginia basketball for most of my life. But I don't know everything. Don't know everything. Didn't really have anything prepared, guys. So if there's any awkward silence, I apologize. I kind of just jumped on here unexpectedly. I didn't know if I was going to. I wanted to do a live stream during the game tonight, but I was running late. I had to eat. I actually as soon as I got to my hotel room, I made me a video for tomorrow that it's going to upload tomorrow about the college football playoff, and then I had to grab dinner. And I'd like to see a big pyramid in Morgantown. Me too. Joey said they call it a UFO. Someone's UFO. That's cool. I think he meant sometimes. James Johnson says never did hear that. Yeah, I haven't either, Crib Creeper. I think I have heard that term, the pyramid, in reference to a basketball coliseum before, but it wasn't ours, I don't believe. I think it was somebody else's. No, I'm not an attorney, John or Grant. I'm actually traveling for work, and I happen to be in a hotel tonight. First I thought I was going to have to miss the game because the hotel doesn't have ESPNU. I called the restaurant across the street. They didn't have it. And then I thought, you know what? I'll just plug up my dang laptop. I just watched it on the ESPN app or ESPN on the laptop, man. Just streamed it. Yeah, I think Crypt Keeper, I think you're thinking of another one, man. But I have heard that term. I'm gonna have to Google it while we're talking. You got me curious now. What college basketball arena is called the Pyramid? I should have asked Siri. But Siri doesn't speak hillbilly. Y'all know that? Did y'all know Siri doesn't speak hillbilly? Half the time when I ask Siri a question, she doesn't even understand me. I called her an idiot one time. She didn't like that too much. Memphis, okay. Long Beach State University has a pyramid. I just learned something today. The Walter Pyramid, Long Beach State University Athletic, and the Memphis Pyramid. So, Crypt Keeper, you are correct, brother. The Memphis Pyramid and Long Beach State is a pyramid. If you know y'all watched Josiah Harris, no, but I've heard good things about him, Grant Wiley. They have. I assume, Grant Wiley Esquire, that you're not the Grant Wiley that played football at West Virginia. Is that correct? I've always wondered that when I see you post comments. I'm assuming you're not that guy, but you never know. If you are, I would love to see. I'd love to know. Well, I want to hear your guys' thoughts on what do you guys think about the. Did y'all see what happened today? Same age though. That's funny. Did y'all see what happened today in the Syracuse game with Buddy Boeheim? They were playing Florida State. Did y'all see that? Where he punched that guy? He was running the guy. They were getting a little bit physical, and Buddy Boeheim turned around and ran down the court, and he kind of punched the guy in the gut. And refs didn't see it and didn't call anything. And then at the end of the game, Buddy Boeheim apologized, put a statement out in the media, said he apologized. He apologized for it and said he shouldn't have done it. And he said he apologized to the guy in the handshake line. See, the handshake line is not always bad. Multiple times. And then the ACC ended up for a game. So he's going to have to sit out tomorrow's game in the ACC tournament. So that doesn't bode well for Syracuse. So I hate it. Making Grayson Allen proud. No, but Grayson Allen didn't apologize for it, I don't think, did he? Grayson Allen was a punk. I don't like him. Hey, Trenton the Sip, thanks for stopping in, man. Everybody go check out Trenton the Sip's channel. He's a big Ole Miss fan. Does a lot of cool stuff on Ole Miss and other things too. He even has some special guests on every once in a while. Yeah, not a good look for his dad, Jim, kind of denied it or kind of justified it. It was like the guy was getting physical. What do you expect him to do? So that don't look good for his. The player was acting more mature about it than his dad did, the coach. We need Sean and Taz score 20 points each to beat Kansas. We need to win rebound battle to stay out of foul trouble. To get past KU, we can make Big 12 championship game. Couz, love the page video. Hey, thanks, Todd, man. Dude, that means everything to me, man. The guys, y'all don't know how much compliments mean to me, and I'm not fishing for them. I just want to let you guys know I appreciate all the support. It keeps me motivated, man. It keeps me putting videos out because this time of year, you guys may have heard Golden Blue Dude mention it on his live stream the other night, but this time of year, our views are down. For those of you who don't do this, no problem, Trent. For those of you who don't do this, and I won't expect y'all to know, but it takes a long time to make a video, several hours usually, between making the video, editing the video, making the thumbnail, putting the description in, doing it everything the right way. And when you don't get a lot of views on multiple videos, man, it can get discouraging sometimes. And sometimes it's nothing you did wrong. Sometimes YouTube is a funny thing. Sometimes it's just luck of when you release the video, how many people happen to be on there at the time. There's a lot of things that go into it. And so sometimes it gets discouraging when you see several videos don't get a lot of views. But when you guys get, encouraging me and the support I'm getting here on these live streams and stuff like that, man, that keeps me motivated, guys. It really does, and I really appreciate it. I mean that. When I decided to do this, I didn't know how long I'd last at it because I didn't know how successful I would be and if I would even like doing it. It's been one of the funnest things I've ever done, to be honest. I don't regret it a bit. Trent, I don't make it look easy, dude. Trust me. Thank you, man. I appreciate the encouragement. You and I are going to have to do another video together soon, man. I really enjoyed working with you. But Trent knows, this time of year, by being the off season for football, it's tough. It's really tough. Thanks, Lonnie. I appreciate you, man. And Joey's been a big supporter of mine. He's got me on Golden Blue Dude and stuff, and Golden Blue Dude's been supportive. I've had a lot of help, man. Had a lot of help along the way. Same here, Trent. Next time I got something on SEC or Ole Miss, I'll have to holler at you. Yeah, not much to talk about. It's one reason I decided to do basketball as well. But basketball videos you typically don't get the same amount of views. It's just not as popular, obviously. But it is what it is. It's just part of the game. Joey says there's a lot of fire in him. If you don't, I'm gonna stay motivated, brother. I enjoy it too much. I didn't get into this. I didn't get into this with the intent of ever making money out of anything. I did it just for fun. And then as the channel started to grow and I got to doing more research and found out you could make money, I was like, hey, I'm gonna try to make some money at this thing. And maybe one of these days, if it ever works out, I'll be able to do this full time. Maybe, I don't know. It's just, at least it's something to strive for anyway. If not, at least I'll just keep doing it like I'm doing it. That's all. That's okay too. Todd, I think 8 wins is the basement for this team. At least for Neil Brown. I'll be honest, if they don't win at least 8 games or 7 games and 1 game maybe that goes either way. But if another 6-win season, in my opinion, Neil Brown probably needs to go. And I hate to say that because I'm a Neil Brown guy, but he's in year 4. But I'm predicting an 8-win season is what I'm predicting. In Nor, I went to 2 games this year. I went to one. My wife and I went to the Texas Tech game, and I actually got to tour. Before that game, I toured the area where they've got the trophies and stuff. There again, I'm drawing another blank. I can't think of the name of it. It's where they got all the bowl game trophies and stuff. The new area for fans to tour. And then wasn't planning on going anymore. And then I got offered free tickets for the Oklahoma State game. So I took my father-in-law to that game. He had never been to a game before. So I took him up to that game with me. And obviously it was a terrible game to go to, but it was free. And my father-in-law got to experience it, and he had a really good time. So I went to 2 of the worst games to go to, Texas Tech and Oklahoma State. I was supposed to go to the Virginia Tech game, and my daughter came down with COVID the week before, and I had to quarantine, so I ended up not going. Didn't want to take a chance on. I never did get sick, but I didn't want to take a chance on getting anybody else sick, so I stayed home. What's up, P Digits? Thanks, man. Appreciate the comment, man. You went to the Tech game. Yeah, I really wanted to go. I wanted to go really bad more, but I'm going to do I live really close to Blacksburg. What's up, Talk is Pitt? I live really close to Blacksburg, so I'm going to do everything in my power to make it to the Virginia Tech game this year. And I've never experienced a game at Lane Stadium either, so that'll be a first for me. I would love to get up to Pitt. Speaking of Talk is Pitt, I would love to get up to Pitt to that game, but I doubt I'll make it. Just that time of year is really busy for me, so making that 4-hour trip to Pitt is probably not going to happen. Todd, I agree, Couz. If we win only 6, Neil Brown needs to go. I like Neil Brown as well. What's up with the losing so many players in the portal? I hate the portal. Todd, here's my take on that. I do think there are some players who don't like Neil Brown. I really do, because they don't like the way he coaches. I think he's more old school. He's pretty strict, demanding. But I think it's mostly the guys that Dana Holgorsen recruited. If you look at most of the guys we've lost, Winston Wright was a Dana recruit. Isaiah Esdale was a Dana recruit. Josh Anderson-Mito, Dana recruit. So most of the guys have been Dana recruits, and Dana and Neil are totally opposites. And I just don't – I think the guys we're bringing in now – I think this portal stuff, I think once we get through this first wave, this wave we're going through now of guys that were mostly Dana recruits, I think we'll start to see a change. We're always going to lose guys because the portal's always going to be around. But I think I don't think it'll be as big an issue. Just put it that way. I think it's we're going through a culture change, man, and it takes time. And you're going to have guys who don't like the new culture. And it's like that. Even think of an employer. If you're working at a job and you have somebody new come in, a new boss that changes everything, you're going to have people that don't like it and people that are going to leave. It's the same thing. It's just guys may not like the way he does it. And they want. And then there's a lot of guys who probably wasn't getting the amount of playing time they liked or whatever. But I think there's too much smoke for there not to be some fire as far as guys not liking it. But I don't think the world's ending, so to speak, in Morgantown. Hey, thanks, Trent. Do what you got to do, brother. Thanks for hopping in. Talk is Pitt. It's a Thursday night game too. Yeah, I know, man. This will be Neil Brown's first We both those, the Tech game, the Pitt game, are both Thursday night games, and we also have a home game on a Thursday night. I think it's the Baylor game. It'll be Neil Brown's first night game in Morgantown since he's been the coach. So I'm sure he's excited about that. I never lost a backyard brawl. You talking about that you've went to Talkers Pitt? Oh, I see what you're saying. Now you and Joey are chatting back and forth. WU tonight definitely fixes John Kelly's. WU tonight definitely figured out they could feast under the rim if they take care of the ball, but Kansas has a lot more. Yeah, I know it. That David McCormack is a tough matchup for us. That's one reason I think we're going to struggle with Kansas tomorrow. I've actually never attended a bowl game, believe it or not. Never got to. I've always wanted to. I did get to attend a game in Baton Rouge once, which was a cool experience, and got to experience Death Valley down there. Dude, you guys think Mountaineer Field is loud? You ought to experience Baton Rouge, Death Valley, and Baton Rouge at night. That place, the friggin' bleachers were moved. You could feel the seats vibrating underneath you, man. It was so loud in that place. It was an awesome experience, and the nicest people I have ever met in my life. LSU fans were absolutely amazing people. This is the first time since we joined the ACC we don't have Thursday night ACC. Yeah, that is one thing I miss about the old Big East Talkers Pit is Big East had that deal with ESPN where they had all those Thursday night games, man, and those were fun, man, really fun. I miss those. I really do. What's talent looking like next year for WU basketball? Couz going to 3 football games this year. Can't wait to go. We beat Pitt this year. We scored points, no turnovers. I'll answer the first one. Talent looking like next year for basketball. We got Seth Wilson coming back, Kobe Johnson coming back, Jalen Bridges should be coming back, Isaiah Cottrell, Jamel King, and that James Okonkwo is supposed to be a stud. Plus, we got 3 new guys coming in. That's I think his name is Jared Sumanik. Can't pronounce his name. He's a big coming in. I'm really excited about him. I think he's a Hugs type player. I think he's really tough and gritty. I think we got a chance. And then if he can get some really good guys out of the portal, and I'll tell you, man, if Sean McNeil comes back, that would really help us next year. I really hope he comes back. And then, so I like the talent we got. We're going to be young next year, Todd, but I like the guys we have talent wise. And then going to 3 games, that's cool, Todd. I'm going to try to go to at least one home game and probably the Tech game, maybe more if I can. Can't wait to go. I'll tell you what, Todd, I have found out Pitt apparently returns like almost 90% of their roster, man. Pitt is going to be good again. I know they lost Kenny Pickett, but it is going to be a tough game, a really tough game. But before the start of the season, I'm going to do a prediction video, so I'm not going to tell you what I'm predicting, but it's going to be really tough. Somebody blowing the horn in the parking lot. I don't know what's going on. Hey, John Waffle. Hey, what's up, man? Thanks for hopping in. Yeah, John was actually the one who pointed that out to me and Golden Blue Dude the other night. The Pitt has like 90% of their roster returning or something like that. Something crazy number. It was nuts. Those teams are hard to beat, man. A team that experienced will be tough. Yeah, Talkers Pitt. Yeah, you guys get a bummer. I don't understand why your all's fans aren't as excited as our fans. I guess maybe they do. We just don't see it on TV. I don't know. Joey says Eugene Napoleon often talks about the game and how good Clemson was. Yep, they were good for sure. Definitely were. I don't like Pitt's new QB. Who you think starts at QB this year for West Virginia? Todd, that's good. It'll be interesting to see. Right now, I'm probably giving the edge to I don't even know. I guess I'd give the edge to Nico just because of all the hoopla around him, but I think it's anybody's ball game, to be honest. Anybody's ball game. Obviously, Garrett Green's got the experience. Goose Crowder probably has the advantage as far as pure passer between him and Greg Garrett. And then Nico's probably got the most upside, but he's also a true freshman. So I don't know. I think that hurts him a little bit. What's up, Brendan? Thanks for hopping in, man. The most silent moment was after the Tech game last season. You could hear a pin drop. I bet. Kansas game, John. I think Kansas will probably beat us by about. They're not going to blow us out again. I think the team's playing too well for that. I think Kansas gets us by about 6 or 7 points. If I had to guess. Hate to pick against my boys, but I'm just been trying to be realistic. I think Kansas gets us by 6 or 7. I think we keep it close. I think Kansas tries to pull away, but we keep making runs and coming back and just staying in the game with our grit and toughness. But I think at the end of the day, David McCormack will be too much for us inside, and we lose. The old Big East was the best. Louisville, Cincinnati, Pitt. Yeah, it was fun days, man. Laid the wood on Clemson next time they met, 70-33. Helped us move in from Tommy Bowden. Yeah, P digits. That's definitely a night I will never forget. As a WVU fan, one of the coolest nights in our school history. That was on everybody. We all thought Dana Holgorsen was going to be the greatest coach in the world. At least I did. And he wasn't a terrible coach. Don't get me wrong, but didn't turn out. We went in the Big 12 with high expectations, man, and got our bubble popped pretty quick the next year, halfway through the season. John, we have to play perfect tomorrow. Yeah, we do, buddy. Pretty much. WVU by 50. John, come on now. You must not have been. You don't know what we got coming back, do you? We return our entire starting defensive line, which is arguably one of the best in the Big 12. It's not in the country. We return our entire starting offensive line, including a freshman All-American and a second team All-American, All Big 12. And we're returning our second best receiver, arguably our best receiver. You could argue he was our best receiver last year in Bryce Ford Wheaton. We're going to surprise some people this year, I believe. And we got one of the best offensive coordinators in football. Pitt might beat us, but they're not going to beat us by 50. John Kelly says, I got WVU winning by 10 at Pitt. I could see that. I think it'll be a close game. I really do. Moore says we keep it close. This is about the Kansas game. We keep it close and blow it in the second half, 83-72. I could see that happening too. Joey says, yes, I think every Clemson fan should thank the Mountaineers for exposing Kevin Steele and ushering in Brent V. Yeah, that was definitely I'll be honest, that night, every offense was just clicking on all cylinders. I've never seen an offense play that well. That night and then the Baylor game earlier the following season against Baylor, the 70-63 game. I've never seen offenses click like that in my life. Of course, the Baylor and West Virginia defenses were awful that year too. That didn't help. But which WVU loss was the worst in your lifetime? The one in 89 against Notre Dame, the one in 93. For me, it's definitely the 2007 Pitt game, Brandon. There's no because I was barely old enough to remember the Notre Dame loss. I was only 8 years old, so I barely remember that. The 93 game, there again, I was pretty young, so I wasn't I wasn't as passionate about it when I was a kid. I did watch the 93 game. I do remember watching. I was at my buddy's house, but I was 12. I didn't care. And then, but the 2007 Pitt game. Funny story about that game. I had been at my job exactly 1 month. 1 month. It was our company Christmas party in Roanoke, Virginia, which is, for those of you who don't know, is only about 30 minutes from Blacksburg, which is Virginia Tech. So it's almost the whole room's filled with almost all Virginia Tech fans who hate West Virginia, right? Well, I'm going back and forth to my room watching the Pitt game because I'm like, I don't usually miss games, but it was a company Christmas party. I was new with the company. I didn't want to miss it. But I kept finding excuses to go up to the room so I could watch a few minutes of the game and watch the score. Well, I come back down, and my boss, who knew I was a big West Virginia fan, he looks at me, he says, "You guys lost, didn't you?" I said, "How can you tell?" He said, "I can tell by the look on your face." Well, later that night, they announced, and that same night, Virginia Tech was playing somebody, I think for a berth in the ACC championship game or something, and they won. And they announced it over the loudspeaker at the company Christmas party that West Virginia lost to Pitt, and everybody in that place was, but me obviously, was cheering. So I felt about that big. It's a terrible, terrible night, needless to say. So that one for sure. And the Final Four loss was pretty rough too, but I was just so happy that we got to the Final Four, and I wasn't expecting us to win the game anyway, so it wasn't as bad. And then Talking Spit is, I really am trying to see how WVU can beat us, but it's really hard when we are just too good now. I don't think you guys realize you lost one of the best quarterbacks in the country. You don't just replace that. And two, I think you're underestimating how good the guys we have coming back are. But that being said, I don't blame you for being confident, because you do have a lot of guys coming back, a lot of starters coming back. So Pitt will definitely be the favorite to win that game, in my opinion. But I think you guys might be overestimating. I think you guys might be underestimating how much Kenny Pickett meant to your team. John Waffle says, we still have – I agree, but you don't have Kenny Pickett. Now, Keaton Slovis could be as good, but he's an unknown for you guys. Keaton Slovis was not as good his second year at USC as he was his first year. So, I think the verdict's still out on him a little bit. Todd Withrow says, we beat KU by 7. We play our A-plus game. We stay hot. We can win Big 12 tournament. I agree, Todd. But like John said earlier, it's probably going to take a near perfect game for us to win it. No, John, look, man. Hey, I don't blame you. You guys are confident in your team. I don't fault you for that. But I think it'll be a really good game. I really do. Wouldn't surprise me if Pitt wins the game. But I think it'll be I think it'll be close. I really do, because I think our guys will be talking up the rivalry. Our coaches, they're going to be hearing the fan base talk about it for an entire offseason. So it'll be a lot of fun. We need to do some videos together. Us West Virginia fans and Pitt fans need to get together and do videos, some trash talk videos or something. That'll be fun. Todd Withrow says, we beat Pitt by 17. WVU will surprise teams this year. Our defense is still good. We have a great OC now that will help us out this year. I agree, Todd. I'm a little bit nervous about our defensive backfield, where we lost Jackie Matthews and Daryl Porter. But I like the – and by the way, did you hear what happened to St. McLeod? Did you guys hear about St. McLeod getting stabbed, our starting safety? He got stabbed the other night in Morgantown. He got in a verbal altercation with somebody, and they pulled out a knife and stabbed him. So I don't know. He's recovering, and he's had surgery, so I'm hoping he's going to be okay for the season. But that's a little concerning. We can't afford to lose any more defensive backs, man. Talking Spit says, I don't believe it'll be a blowout, but I do think Pitt wins. Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me, to be honest. I mean, you guys are, like I said, you guys will be favored because of what you have coming back, and it's at Pitt. It's a home game. And we're going to, both teams are breaking in new quarterbacks, but you guys will have a quarterback that has Power 5 game experience. So you'll definitely have an advantage in that department at the experience at the quarterback position. So I can't argue that. And I'm going to be anxious to see who did you get, John and Talk is Pitt. Who did you guys hire? Oh, you got Signetti Jr. as your offensive coordinator now, right? Does he run the same type of offense that Mark Whipple ran? I'd be anxious. Because I don't know much about those guys as far as their offensive styles. Do they run the same type of offense, or are they going to be different? They do. Okay. I figured they did. We also bring in a new offensive coordinator. However, Frank St. Jr. has been the offensive coordinator here at Pitt before, ironically, the last time we won 10 games in a season. VTech won today, game winner 3. Yeah, I hate to hear that. I don't like anytime Virginia Tech wins anything. I hate it. I'll be honest. talk is Pitt and John, even though Pitt's a big rivalry for us, don't get me wrong, because I live in southern West Virginia and I'm only an hour from Tech's campus, I actually hate Tech more than I do Pitt, to be honest with you, just because there are a lot of Virginia Tech fans where I live, a lot. There's almost as many Tech fans as there are West Virginia fans, probably. So, for me personally, Virginia Tech is a bigger rivalry than Pitt. But I know overall, as a fan base, Pitt's probably bigger. Yes, I heard it was sad, but no, we can't. Couz need to get some DBs in the portal before the season. Crazy Russell Wilson trading card. Yeah, I know, man. I can't believe – I think Indianapolis is crazy to let Carson Wentz go. I think they made a huge mistake. I really do. Did you also know that our new offensive coordinator, his dad used to be here? I did. Signetti was the coach before Neyland, I think. He's probably unfairly judged as one of the worst coaches we've ever had, and I don't think that's fair because I don't think he inherited a great team. And I think he deserves a little bit of credit for the teams Neyland had because he recruited some of those guys Neyland inherited. But I think he actually left – I don't know the whole history because it was before my time, but I think he retired for health reasons or something. Joey, you may know the answer to that. Why did Frank Signetti leave West Virginia? Did he retire for health reasons? Was he fired? What was the deal? But that is a cool storyline. I knew it. Met him several times in the 70s. Okay. Yeah, do you know the story behind that, Joey, as to why he left us? I heard that he left for medical reasons, but I don't know if that's true. That he had some health problems or something. He's a legend at IUP. Who's your favorite NFL team, Couz? I like the Buffalo Bills, Todd. So my life as a sports fan has been pretty tough. Teams that never can get over the hump, man. West Virginia's been that close to winning the national championship twice, really 3 times, I guess you could say. And Buffalo Bills has been that close to winning the Super Bowl 4 times. So, and I'm an Atlanta Braves fan, which I don't follow baseball much anymore, but I'm an Atlanta Braves fan. They finally got a World Series ring again after several attempts. 49ers fan, Todd, I hear you. Talking Spit says, no, he went to coach at his alma mater, Indiana University of Pennsylvania, which is where he retired. Okay. I wasn't sure. All righty, Couz, I'm heading out. See you after. All right, Noor. See you, buddy. Thanks for hopping on, buddy. I think you were one of the first ones in here. Crip Giver says, I'm from southern West Virginia to Blue, a little town called Man in Logan. Yeah, I remember that. I think you mentioned that on one of my other live streams. And you live in Cincinnati now, if I'm not mistaken. Is that correct? John says he likes the Steelers, but just sniffed the wild card this year. Yeah. B. Digit says Bills fans have a lot to look forward to. Man, I hope. Boy, that game against Kansas City this year was a friggin' heartbreaker, man. Golly. You went from excitement to depression in 18 seconds, bro, or 13 seconds, whatever it was. Talking Spit says, I'm a Green Bay fan, hate the Steelers. That's interesting. A Pitt fan that hates the Steelers. I bet you get a lot of hate in your neck of the woods, buddy. Todd Wither says, feel your pain, Couz on Bills. They're my second. Oh, okay, cool. Jerry Glizzy, I'm from Huntington. Awesome. I'm an hour from Blacksburg, John. Exactly 1 hour, pretty much. P Digits Patriots fan. Oh no, man. Golly, I was liking you, P Digits. Man. Jeez. You could have said anybody but the Patriots. Can't stand Pitt, but I love the Steelers. LOL. Yeah, a lot of West Virginia fans like the Steelers, believe it or not. I bet you do for the hating the Steelers talk is Pitt. Joey says, I think he was. Yeah, he was. From what I've heard, he was not. The fan base wasn't happy with Signetti because he wasn't doing real well. We got Neyland in here, and he ended up being arguably our best coach ever. I would debate that, but oh, you live in Myrtle Beach, okay? I think you told me that once before. I apologize. No worries, Joey. No big deal, buddy. Southern West Virginia. Yeah, that's West Virginia to the south. We're actually going back there for vacation this year. Hadn't been there in a few years. That's where we're going for vacation this year, Crip. I'm from Maine, Couz. I had no choice. Oh, okay. Hey, I don't fault you, brother. That's just funny because how Buffalo fans and Buffalo and New England are rivals. So, I'm a WV fan in Marshall turf. Yeah, I think there's a lot of those, man. A new Pitt hoodie in the mail. Good grief. The last thing the world needed is another Pitt hoodie. What's up, Chris? Chris D, thanks for hopping on, brother. Started off kind of reviewing the Kansas game, man, or Kansas State game, I mean, kind of reviewing it, went over some stats and talked about the game and just how big of a win it was, and now we're kind of talking Pitt West Virginia football game because we got a couple Pitt fans on here going back and forth. Todd Wither says, hate Pitt and Steelers and New England. I am from Oak Hill, West Virginia. I'm less than an hour from you, Todd Withrow. I live in Mercer County, man. Talk is pissed says we played Marshall once, beat them 49-26. Chris D says, hell yeah. Yeah, we Marshall fans, listen, I want Marshall to do well because they're in from my state, but their fan base, man, can be a little obnoxious. I ain't gonna lie to you. They will literally talk crap about us and how bad we are, and talk about how big of a rivalry it is. You know what their record is against West Virginia in football? 0-12. And they still want to talk junk. Drives me insane. Now, they have beat us in basketball a couple of times. I'll give them that one. But as far as football goes, they've only came close to beating us, I think, one time. Geno Smith's first year as a starter, they had us, and he made a big comeback at the end and won the game. Campbell County, Eastern Panhandle. You know what? I was close to you today, Chris D. I'm actually in Harrisonburg, Virginia right now as we speak. And I was in Moorefield today in Petersburg. You probably know where that is. Joey says, I hate all teams that start with the initials NFL. You sound like outlaw college football. That's pretty much what he says. PG says, when you leave Myrtle Beach, make sure to get a penicillin shot. Man, dirty Myrtle. Yeah, my daughter wasn't too crazy about going back. She don't like it. But, oh, man, it's still a fun place to go. Just don't go downtown anymore. Myrtle Beach has gotten dangerous anymore, from what I hear. When we played them, all they did was try to trash talk us, trying to start a rivalry, and all we did was laugh. Yeah, Marshall fans, they think they're better than they really are. August Pitt says, I go to Virginia like Culpeper and Hampton. Okay. I know where those areas are somewhat. Christy says that Geno comeback was epic, and yeah, I know where you are. Yeah, I'm actually in a hotel in Harrisonburg, Virginia right now because I could go up through Pocahontas County and up through the boondocks of West Virginia to get there, but man, there's no cell service for miles, and I just can't take that, man. I can't take those back roads. I got to be on the highway where I need to be able to stop and pee or stop and get me something to drink, man. I cannot handle those 3-hour drives on curvy backcountry roads. I know that sounds crazy being from West Virginia, but it drives me insane. You live in Nova, John. Cool. If you don't mind me asking, you don't have to tell me exactly where you live, but I got family that lives in Loudoun County. Christy says, I lived in Conway for a while. Okay, went to Coastal for 2 years. Cool, man. Cool. So I'm assuming they'd be your second favorite team then? Well, I was thinking that, Todd, since with Russell Wilson being gone, I hope Geno gets a shot to be the starter, man. But I got a feeling they'll either draft somebody or go pick up somebody in a trade or something. I don't know. Vienna. Okay. I know about where you are. Jake Lee says, I did research on the Pitt situation. About 90% of their players returning, it was exaggerated. It was their O-line that's returning. Okay. All right. I knew their whole O-line or most of their O-line was coming back. They're returning a lot of guys. Definitely. Is Geno still on the team after the DUI incident? Oh, that's a good point. I don't know. I'm assuming he is. I haven't heard any different. Probably not. That's worse. Apparently, that's worse than gambling these days. Jiminy Christmas. That whole Calvin Ridley. What do you guys think about the Calvin Ridley suspension? I want to get your all's thoughts on that. There's a lot of varying opinions on that. We returned the whole D-line. The one D-lineman we lost was injured the whole year or most. What's silly, P digits? What I miss? Yeah, it'd be an interesting fall for the Big 12, but I think the new Sun Belt Conference is interesting with all those elements combining. Yeah, John, me too, buddy. Conference USA is in a pickle. They got to figure out a new schedule now because they made their schedule with those teams on it. The suspension of Calvin Ridley. I was going to. Oh yeah, sorry. I asked you to answer something, and then you answered, and I don't know what the hell you're talking about. Sorry, P digits. I was going to, man, but I don't know. It's so late. It's like 2 days after the fact now, so I don't know if it'll. I was going to, but I don't know, man. I'm up in the air about it. Would you guys like me to do a video on it? I'll ask y'all. And I'll do one if y'all want me to do one. You guys are the ones I'm trying to. I want to put videos out that you guys want to see. You mean Pete Rose? Yeah. You'll never play NFL again. Thanks for playing. Rise of the CCU program for real. Yeah, I agree, buddy. No issue, buddy. You're reading a lot of comments. Yeah, do one. I may do a quick one because that one I can do it pretty quick. Talking Spit says a lot of defense as well, more than what people realize. Yes, do the video. Okay, I'll do one. I will do one. I talked my buddy Outlaw College Football doing one earlier today because, Calvin, he's an Alabama fan, and Calvin really went to Alabama. He wasn't going to do it, and then when he finally did it, he kind of went on a rant. he gets a little emotional, excited, whatever you want to call it, in his videos sometimes because especially anything that's anything even close to being political or controversial. We are excited about Graham, John. Really, I am. The kicker we got. Yep. Happy about the kicker. Believe it or not. We perturbed. Yeah, that's a good word. Most of the time we don't get excited about kickers, but man, we were next to last in the country in field position last year. So we have, that was a huge area of need for us. Talking Spit says I did a video previewing your football season about a month ago. I will do an actual prediction. Yeah, I actually watched that video, Talking Spit. That was the one that got me to subscribe to you, man. I didn't even know you had a channel. And then I think Joey or Golden Blue Dude One told me about it. And so I went and checked it out, saw that video. Joey may have even sent me the video. I don't remember. But anyway, I did check it out. At least you don't have no conceit. Yeah, he has. Hey, look, man. Chris, I look at it this way. The dude is in the NFL. He's making a few million a year. He's living a dream, man. He's a backup quarterback in the NFL. There's absolutely no shame in that, man. He's made it, in my opinion. What do you think? Do the video. If I tell you now, then you won't watch the video. But no, no, I want to please you guys on the live stream too. But no, it's I think all year is way too much for that. I understand why, because it does impact the integrity. It can potentially impact the integrity of the game. But the problem I have is you can beat up your wife or your kid and get like 2 or 3 games, but you gamble and get a season. And I just think that is, I think it's massively, massively hypocritical and shows that the NFL is out of touch and greedy. That's Joey. Oh, thanks, Joey. I appreciate it, buddy. I want to see Duke win it all for Coach K. I do not agree. I despise Duke University basketball. I don't despise Coach K as a person. I don't. I respect the guy. But those people think he's starting to get on my nerves with this whole send off and all this crap. They think their crap don't stink. They remind me, they're like the Texas of college basketball, is the way I look at them. Thank you, P Digits. I'm with you. I just Duke basketball. I've always hated them. I don't know why. I've always hated them for some reason. But that's my opinion. Always a crybaby. Yeah, I don't know, man. Just like I said, I don't have anything against him personally. He's had some, like, that whole thing. What really pushed me over the edge is that whole thing with Grayson Allen. The guy was purposely tripping people multiple times in the season, and Coach K did absolutely nothing about it. Nothing. And made excuses for the guy. You don't do that crap, man. You don't do that. And it really put a bad taste in my mouth. I didn't like him anyway. And then that just really pushed me over the edge. And then this whole thing with doing this whole send-off for him and the whole way ESPN's handled it, and then for them to get mad at UNC for not doing anything for Coach K like he's God. They think Coach K's God and Duke University is freaking heaven. I mean, I need to do a video on that actually, because I'm passionate about it. It pisses me off, to be honest with you. P. Digits UNC is just as bad. You know what? At times, but I don't think they're as bad as Duke. I don't think they're at that level. The two most hated basketball teams for me are Duke, obviously Virginia Tech, obviously Pitt, and then I said two. The most hated teams are Duke, Virginia Tech, Pitt, and Kansas. I despise Kansas. I don't despise Kentucky at all. I actually kind of like Kentucky. I got friends that are Kentucky fans. I like the state of Kentucky. Maybe that's why. I don't know. But I don't have anything against UNC. I don't have anything against Michigan. I don't like Juwan Howard. But I was a huge Fab Five fan, so I like Michigan. And John Beilein coached there, and I love John Beilein. So, but I hate Duke, and I hate Virginia Tech, and I hate Kansas. Chris, Kansas can go to hell. It's definitely. I was hoping I thought he would be a bust, John, but he's actually ended up having a pretty good career in the NBA. Speaking of NBA, Javon Carter have the Bucks lost a game since Javon Carter got there? I don't think they have they? Maybe one. Brent Jones hopped in, guys. Brent Jones, one of my first members. What's up, Brent? Great win for West Virginia. Seemed like their energy was better tonight. Kansas is going to be tough tomorrow. They will be, man. They're going to have to play like John Kelly said earlier, they're going to have to play pretty much a perfect game to beat Kansas. P. Digit says UNC and Duke have too much control in the ACC. UNC is a wine and cheese crowd. They are. I think they're two of the teams they're two of the ones who kept West Virginia out of the ACC, to be honest with you. Them two, NC State, and I think Virginia, UVA, and Tech. I think Tech may have had a hand in it too. It's Kansas, Pitt, and basketball. Football is Pitt, Texas, Marshall, Maryland, and Virginia Tech. Yeah, it's funny. I don't hate Texas in basketball that much, but I do in football. Don't really have anything against Maryland for what I've just never. They've never been that big a rivalry to me, but I get it. Really should miss 4 to 5 games, not the season. Couz for UW fans. Geno is still on Seahawks roster. When Russell Wilson goes out, Geno played pretty well. He deserves a start. Hate Kansas, Pitt, UNC, Duke. Actually, when I was going to do a the other day, I was going to do a video on the whole Duke situation, Coach K deal, and I was going to put on my UNC stuff to work because UNC used to be my second favorite team. And my wife likes their colors, so she used to buy me UNC stuff because she wanted me to wear it. I normally don't wear it because I don't like. I'm such a huge fan. I don't like putting on anything but gold and blue, man. I'll be honest with you. If I put something on besides gold and blue, I feel like a traitor. But UNC shot me on an 8-beat dude. Yeah, man, they did. I think people expected UNC to. I don't know if they expected UNC to give the game away or what, but I mean, I don't know. Because before they went to went to the Big Ten. I got you. Maryland calls us going to the ACC. Oh yeah, Jake Lizzie, you're right. I forgot about that. Golden Blue did a video about that. You're exactly right. I do hate Maryland after that video. I had forgotten about that. Pitt, I think, has only played Maryland 3 times in football. I hate playing Maryland for some reason. I've never. Thank you, Chris. Chris D, $5 super chat, just showing love. Q Country Roads. Thanks, Chris. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, you guys are. If you guys do want to, I'm not going to beg for money, but if you guys feel the desire to shoot me a donation, man, there's a $ below the chat box you can hit. Anthony Bello, thanks for hopping on, man. It says, "What's the best city in West Virginia?" Oh man, well I'm biased because I live in Princeton, West Virginia, which is in the southern tip of the state. But man, there's a lot of good places. Anthony? Let me ask you this: what is it you want to do? What do you want to experience, man? Tell me what you want to do, and I'll give you my thoughts on the cities I've been. I've not been to every city, but I'll tell you the ones I. Do you think Pitt will be back in football? Pitt will be back in football. I don't. Yeah, I mean, I guess. If you, I mean, I do you mean I don't think they're going to. I don't think they're going to take a big dive backwards after last year. They might take a step or two back from losing Pickett, but I think they'll still have a good team, if that's what you mean, John. And how good was their recruiting class? If they do get some good recruiting classes in, then I think they will be back and start winning consistently again. But Pitt won't be as good. I don't think they'll be as good as last year, but I still think they'll win 8 or 9 games. I don't know about basketball, John. They've got a long way to go in basketball. But I will say this: they got hit with a huge amount of injuries this year in basketball too. So that hurt them. That really hurt them. The biggest thing is I want to see a lot of wildlife. Yes, I do. P digits. It's shoot, man. I'll try to find it if I can. Anthony, if you want to see wildlife, man, gosh, you can do that about anywhere. But obviously, I know more about the southern part of the state because that's where I'm from. But Pipestem Resort State Park is a great place if you want to see a lot of deer. Camp Creek State Park is a good place to see wildlife. I recommend both of those. Matter of fact, if you come to Mercer County, there's a little town called Bramwell, West Virginia. Man, it's a historic town. It used to be back in the coal mining days. Back in I don't know what decade, maybe 50s, 60s. It was by per capita the richest town in the United States. Had the highest percentage of millionaires in the United States because all the coal barons had houses there. Well, all those houses are still there. They're old, they're old historic houses now, and people still live in them, man. And it's a really cool little city. And they got a cool little diner downtown. It's an old-fashioned style diner called the Corner Shop. And I recommend it to anybody who's visiting West Virginia because it is a really cool town, really cool tourist destination. I'm getting ready to put the link in there, guys. Bear with me a second. Trying to figure out how. It's in the description of my videos as well, but I'm just not real good at this kind of stuff, guys, so bear with me. Here we go. Now we're cooking with grease. See if this works. There's my PayPal link, guys. Oh, no problem, Anthony. Chris, good night, buddy. Thank you for the super chat and all your support, man. Fayetteville's good too. Like Joey said, Fayetteville's got all the they've got the zip lining, they got an Ace Adventure place, they've got whitewater rafting, a lot of cool restaurants to go to. Yeah, Fayetteville's a good idea too. They've got the New River Gorge Bridge too, Anthony. Go check out. You've got to see the New River Gorge Bridge, man. If you come to West Virginia, that's a must. Do you have any connections with the football staff? No, I do not, Timothy. I wish I did, buddy. Only connections I have are with some former players and maybe a few media people, but nothing with the staff. Blue, a snowshoe and the dog track still in Beckley. The dog track is actually in Cross Lanes, but yes, not in Beckley. It's in Cross Lanes up past Charleston. And the snowshoe is in Pocahontas County, not Beckley, but there's a winter place resort in Beckley. It'd be nice to have Neil Brown on the show. Boy, I would. I'd love to, but getting those guys are really tough, man. You got to be well connected to get those kind of guys. Yeah, Joey's got some connections. Timothy. Thank you for hopping on, Timothy, by the way. Appreciate all you guys. Look, I've been on here. Bill Sheets, what's going on? We waiting for Huggins? I wished. I'd love to have Huggins on here. I did have one of his best friends and old assistants, Billy Hahn, on here a while back. If you guys get a chance, go check out that video I did. Interviewed him after the Kansas game where we got shellacked. Todd Withrow says, yes, he will love Fayetteville. I met Bob Huggins once. It was awesome. My cousin through marriage. Oh, I'm glad y'all guys mentioned that. I got something I want to get your all's opinion on this. So let me know in the comments. I'm thinking of doing a raffle. The Mountaineer Coaches Caravan is coming back around this year. If you guys aren't familiar with that, Neil Brown, Bob Huggins, and a few other coaches from some of the other sports programs at the university will travel the state. They'll make 5 or 6 stops throughout the state. Meet with people who you pay a ticket. You go, you get to meet them a little bit, get some autographs, get your picture taken. They usually do a Q&A session. It's a pretty cool little thing. You get food, drinks. They're coming to Glade Springs Resort in Beckley, West Virginia, which is not far from me. And I want to try to go, but I thought about maybe raffling off a second ticket for somebody to be a guest with me, to go with me to that event. Is that something you guys would be interested in doing? I thought about maybe a couple, maybe $5 a ticket or something. It's a $50 value is the prize, $50 to go. Is that something you Mountaineer fans on here would be interested in attending and would be willing to pay, buy a chance on? Okay, I got one that says he'd be interested. That picture for those of you who are friends with me on Facebook, that's where I met Huggins at. Golden Blue Dude lives in South Carolina, Jay Glizzy, so I don't I mean, I'm sure he'd love to, but it might be tough for him to get up here. All right, P. Didis, I will, brother. Thank you. Good night, man. You guys, anybody else that would be interested in doing that raffle? How about the place the Saints have training camp? It's nice there. The Greenbrier. Yeah, the Greenbrier is nice, but it's if you've got the money, but it's a really it's a high class resort for wealthy people, basically. I shouldn't say wealthy people, but you don't have to be wealthy to go there. But I mean, you can go there and eat and stuff and enjoy the scenery. But to actually stay at the hotel, you better be ready to drop about $300 or $400 a night. But it is a beautiful place, absolutely beautiful. I've stayed there one time. The only reason I could afford it was because it was for my work and my company paid for it. So, yeah, good night, Couz. Good night, Joey. I'm getting ready to hop off myself. I got to get a shower and get in bed myself. I got a long day of traveling tomorrow. Listen, guys, I'm gonna hop off of here. It's been fun. I enjoy these. This is not the live stream I had planned for this week. I actually had one planned for tomorrow night. Outlaw College Football is supposed to join me. We're going to talk strictly about college football topics. This was more of a diehard OU fan will love it. Couz would love to meet you, talk OU football. Well, I'm planning on doing that raffle toss, so keep your eyes and ears open. The last time I tried to do a raffle, I had 0 people that was interested, so I ended up not doing it. What do you think about 3 p.m. Big 12 tournament games? Well, I don't have a problem with it, but you shouldn't put the team in it that just got through playing at 7 p.m. the night before, John. I think that's a bunch of BS, to be honest. They should have given us the primetime game tomorrow night or something. I mean, it's Kansas, man. People want to watch Kansas play. Put it in prime time. I think it's stupid. But anyway, thanks for the comments, guys. I'll try to do that raffle. You guys been on the lookout for that. I got to have participation or it won't work. And I understand if you can't afford it, so I'm not begging you, but I'm always hesitant to do it because and it's hard on people that work, John. You're exactly right, in the middle of the week. But I guess I got to get them all in, man. But yeah, look out. I'm still up in the air on the raffle, guys, but I'm thinking hard about it. So if I do it, you guys be on the lookout. And you guys have a good night. Thanks everybody for hopping on. Even the Pitt fans, love the support, guys. We can have a lot of fun getting ready for this game in September. Peace out, guys. Let's go Mountaineers.